Uganda's phantom schools, where classrooms don't exist, but still get paid. In Uganda, some schools don't teach, they just cash checks. Welcome to Weird Geo Economy, where we investigate how global aid becomes global fraud, and how entire institutions can exist on paper, built not with bricks, but with bribes and fake rosters. Today we're in Uganda, a country that receives billions in foreign development aid, especially for education, but where dozens of schools have been invented out of thin air just to siphon those funds. There are no students, no teachers, sometimes not even a building, but the money still flows. This is Uganda's fake schools scam, a large-scale fraud in which entire schools are fabricated, from buildings to student names, to divert international education funding into private pockets. How it works? Corrupt officials register a new school with fake documentation, including location, enrollment numbers, and staff names. That school is then included in government submissions to donors and NGOs, allowing it to receive per-student grants, construction funds, teacher salaries, and school meals. The money is dispersed, but instead of going to education, it ends up in local government bank accounts, fake payroll systems, or ghost procurement contracts. In some cases, the same group of children are used to pose as students for multiple fake schools during surprise inspections. Other times, no attempt is made to hide the fraud, because the schools are inaccessible, remote, or not monitored at all. Across northern and eastern Uganda, in remote districts like Karamoja, Lira, and Gulu, where poverty is high, roads are few and oversight is nearly impossible. These regions are often targeted for foreign aid programs meant to boost education, rebuild post-conflict zones, and support vulnerable children. But here's the twist. Many of the schools listed in government records don't actually exist. They exist only in paperwork submitted to donors like the World Bank, USAID, and EU development programs. And they exist to move money, not educate children. Because education is one of the most funded sectors in global aid, and also one of the easiest to exploit. Reasons this scam thrives in Uganda. Donor overload. With billions pledged to help developing countries meet education goals, there's more money than accountability. Weak audits. Monitoring fake schools in rural Uganda is expensive, dangerous, and bureaucratically delayed. Ghost systems. Uganda has a long history of ghost workers, and this is just the classroom version. Political incentives. Local officials are rewarded for increasing school enrollment stats, so they simply invent numbers. Aid dependency. Some regions operate entirely on foreign aid, making the creation of fake aid recipients a highly lucrative strategy. The network behind these phantom schools includes local politicians and education officers who approve the schools and create fake rosters, district payroll managers who process fake teacher salaries for schools that don't exist, ministry officials who bundle these inflated numbers into national reports for donors, complicit contractors who are paid to build schools that are never inspected, and international donors whose well-meaning cash gets swallowed by a machine designed to look needy but built to steal. And it's not just limited to Uganda. Variations of this scam have been found in Kenya, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and even parts of South Asia. But Uganda has become one of the most studied and the most bold. In one audit, over 150 schools listed in government reports simply didn't exist, and another 200 had drastically overstated enrollment numbers. Ghost teachers on fake rosters have collected salaries for years, sometimes shared with complicit payroll officers who split the cash. In a high-profile case, a rural district reported a new school with 1,200 students and 48 teachers. But satellite imagery showed an empty field and a dirt path. In Uganda, education isn't just underfunded, it's weaponized as a funding pipeline. When schools become tools for theft and students are nothing but names on forged ledgers, aid turns toxic and trust in development collapses. The tragedy? Real children in real need go without teachers, books or classrooms, while imaginary schools grow rich. Subscribe to Weird Geo Economy for more true stories from the edge of policy, poverty and pure economic absurdity, where even chalkboards are imaginary, but the fraud is very real.